So we're going to disagree on this.
Well, it's not necessarily a disagreement. I think the answer is yes, unless it isn't. Howdy folks, Ragon, Megan, and Deacon, and welcome back to the GWP Homestead. It is an absolutely beautiful day, and in honor of recently hitting 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, which was a big deal for us, as kind of one of the milestones that you set a goal to hit, we thought it'd be fun to do a Homestead Q&A, question and answer. First question, Megan, how come you're not in all that many videos?
Meet Deacon.
It is really hard to do much of anything when you're having to tote around a soon-to-be 1-year-old. Oh, I know it.
As you can see now.
Go.
So now it's getting cooler, and I can wear him in a baby carrier?
Pouch.
On my pouch, yeah, that's what we call it. On my back, so maybe I can get more videos. It just kind of depends on what he'll allow us to do. Yeah, like this. We're just going to have to kind of pass him around and handle him.
Just doing our best here, trying to make it work. When we bought our property, we wanted him and his older kids to be able to grow up out here in the country doing the farm kid thing. And it's a struggle sometimes because they're little and it's hard to keep up with them, but it really, it's the whole reason we're doing this. It's not necessarily just for our benefit, it's for them too. And we wouldn't trade it for anything. Question number 1. What is the next big thing? More meat cows or building pastures? What is it? What's it going to be, Megan?
Probably our next biggest endeavor that we want to try to do is meat chickens. We
recently procured some really well-used metal roofing. Some of that old tin stuff that you'd see on the barn. We got some of it from a buddy. So that's going to be the roof of our tractor, the chicken tractor that we can move around the pastures. That's probably the next big thing. There's always little things. There's no shortage of little things to deal with around the farm. But yeah, meat chickens, it's probably the next big thing. And of course, we're going to try to continue to get a beef steer or 2 throughout the year.
More fencing projects, obviously, because we didn't realize how...
Go ahead, talk.
We didn't realize how bad a shape our fence pasture was in until we put animals in it. So yeah, fencing is another project that's always on the list here. So that's why I don't count it as the next big project.
Yeah, it's going to be ongoing for probably the next 40 or 50 years. So goats are notoriously hard to keep in a pen anyway.
We currently have 2 loose. So
yeah. So probably the meat chickens are going to be the next big exciting thing. Kiddos. Question number 2. One of the things, we don't just do farm stuff around here. I like to spend time in the shop. I love to build things. What is the project I am most proud of that I've built so far? Or if it was the workbench that we just completed, what was the second most proud project I've been most proud of? Words, right? The workbench was a huge step. I've wanted that thing for years upon years, and I just never really wanted to prioritize it. Yeah, before we even moved here. Sorry, I knew what you were going to say. Yeah. Before we even moved, I knew I wanted that workbench because it's a good, solid thing. Like, you can do anything with it. And so we had the lumber. We kind of, I came across that stuff for free, and some of it we dug out of the ground here, out of a fire pit. Once I finally decided that that's what I wanted to do, and I prioritized it, I'm so happy that I got that done. So that is probably the second most proud of thing. Number 1, until I build the next one, is our dining room table, and that's coming soon. Just one of these days, right? We got to have it because we've outgrown. We got to get chairs too. But the dining room table, we've outgrown that dining table I built, so I'm excited to build the other one. My grandfather had given us some lumber that we're going to be using to build the tabletop, and we're going to have a bench on one side of it. It's going to look like a nice little farmhousey type dining room table.
The one he built before it really was built to fit in our old house because it's what the space we had available, and it doesn't fit in our house for one. We've outgrown it. Reagan currently eats dinner standing up because we don't have enough chairs.
We bought cheap Walmart chairs, and they do about. We got what we paid for, which is fine because they were cheap. But you get what you pay for when you buy cheap stuff.
I didn't know at the time to look at weight limits on chairs. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big boy, and I got a whole bunch of big kids. What are you doing, you young child? Here, you want a stick? Here. Try a stick.
Hey, stick. don't think he likes it because it's kind of pokey.
It's pokey. It's textured.
I don't think he likes it.
So growing up in my house, we ate dinner as a family at the table. I mean, every night basically. I mean, very, very rare occasions when we didn't sit down and eat together.
That's something for a good section of my life we didn't hardly do. And when me and Ragon started dating, I started eating with them.
I mean, it was nearly every night of the week.
Yeah, it was a lot of nights. And if not, I would come home. I would not come home, but I would go to their house after work and there'd be a plate waiting for me.
Yep.
Except the one night they had liver, and Janice is like, I made you a plate, but I don't think you'll want it, but it's because it's liver. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Yeah, so we still don't really eat beef liver. So that's a story for a different time. But, you know, it was really important to her, and it's important to me too, but, you know, it meant a lot to her to sit down with us at our table and eat dinner together. And that's something that obviously we wanted to continue. So to us, the dining table means a lot more than just what it is. It's what it is for our family and where we can sit down and you know, we can pray together and we can share in what the Lord's blessed us with and the food on our table and the family, the relationships that we have here and all, you know, each other. So that's why the dining table is number one for me until I build the next one, and then I'm sure it'll be that one. And
it's, you know, as our kids have started to grow now, Keaton's in kindergarten, so when he comes home from school, I'm home with him and I get to ask him how his day is, and then when Ragon gets home, we're sitting down to eat. So it's the first time Ragon and Keaton really get to talk about school, and that'll continue as, you know, the others go to school too. Ow!
He's biting your finger.
He is. But he's keeping him still and quiet, so I'm trying to tolerate it.
I guess so.
Ow!
Question number 3. What is the favorite thing done or produced at our place by each of you, and why?
So all the animals are my fault, except the chickens. fault. The chickens were Ragon. I finally caved and let him get the chickens, and that started it all. But
and here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So anytime the first beef stew, well, there's the other one. So anytime, even the first beef steer, every time we would eat part of that, I was so proud because it's something I initiated and I headed that one. That was my baby. I fed it every day. It was, you know, I took care of it. Days when, that one hurt. Days when the kids were just too much, I would go outside and I would sit with that steer.
This is before this little one too. So.
Yeah, this was.
She's talking about you, dear.
So, and that was back in the end of 2020. So it was still really chaotic. There still wasn't. It was just.
We weren't going many places, going out.
Yeah. So there were times that was my only escape, and a break was to go sit in the barn with that cow. Gotta hold my cuticle. But as time has gone on, it's really not just even that. It's anything. It's the goat milk the kids have eaten and drinking, and when I've cooked with it, I do a lot of sourdough bread, and anytime that the kids are just asking for that bread, any type of vegetable I've produced, so anything that I've managed to put my hard work, tears into, because there were tears shed, trying to milk goats and it not working at first, and all those frustrations, just the pride, and I know that's not really a direct answer, but it's anything that I've been able to lay hands on and do.
Well, and mine's not really going to be a direct answer either, because a lot of times what I do is just fixing stuff. I think you could accurately describe me as a fixer. There's, you know, I like to build stuff, I like to tinker, and I've got 1,000 interests and hobbies that, you know, occupy a lot of my time, and some of which aren't even to do with farm stuff. You know, I'm a huge fan of football. There's no way to incorporate football into what we do here. So, you know, it's just part of what we do as a family, right? But, you know, I like to fix stuff. I like to tinker. I like to learn. Every time I get to build something, or, you know, if I take something apart and work on it, it's an opportunity to learn. And so for me, the favorite thing that I produce here is just what I can build and do to take care of my family. You know, as the father and the husband here on the farm, it's my responsibility to take care. It's my responsibility to take care of all these little knuckleheads running around, not to mention my biggest knucklehead here. We're each other's knuckleheads. So it's my responsibility to provide for them, take care of them. And obviously it's a family effort, but, you know, what?
No, it's just funny. So basically what you're saying is your proudest moment is when you produce these weird projects I've come up with, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of times it is. If you come up with something and if I can make it happen, you are ridiculous, little girl. It means a lot to me, especially when I get the seal of approval that she likes it, and you know, I captured her design intent, right? That's a big deal for me. On a side note here, we're actually filming this on our 7th wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary to you, darling. What? What? Is she carrying around a jug of kerosene? I mean, it's empty.
I know, but
I know.
it's just funny.
It is. I know it. By the time you're watching this, our anniversary has already come and gone, but you know, it's a big deal for us to be able to be married and to be, you know, doing this thing together that we get to call life. So, I don't know. I love this lady so much. It means the world to me. Mwah.
He's a mushball.
I am a mushball, but that's okay because you married me. So
He's the more sentimental one out of the two of us.
you can be cold and callous, and I can be a mushball. We also really enjoy picking on each other. So.
Yeah, y'all don't get to see a lot of that because we don't get to work together a lot because, you know,
At this time in life, we are wrangling children.
So a lot of times it's one of us occupying the children and the other working on a project.
Question number 4, the final question. Are we at our forever property?
So we're going to disagree on this.
Well, it's not necessarily a disagreement. But
our line of thinking is the difference. So go ahead and say your answer.
Well, I think the answer is yes, unless it isn't, which is a cop-out, I know, but I can never say, I don't like to say ever or forever because my mom used to love to say God last when you tell them your plans, and so if I have a plan to be here for the rest of my life, it doesn't work out, well, then that's, I guess it just wasn't meant to be, right?
Reagan's also a big component of never say never. I don't want to move again, and if he gets me to move, he better be able to hire movers because I'm not packing a single item.
Yeah.
And he better hire movers to move my animals because I'm not participating.
Yeah.
So that's a promise I've made him. If we were to move, there's only really 2 places I would want to go, and I don't see either one of those possibly happening.
Yeah, both of them have like a familial connection to it.
Yeah, they're kind of sentimental kind of things.
Yeah. So I don't know if that would ever happen or not. It would be a lot to end up uprooting our family again, moving to a different place. You know, we go to church here, the kids go to school here. It would be a lot to end up moving. I don't think I could ever even move out of the state of Kentucky if I wanted to because I am a Kentucky boy. And I love this place. So I don't think I would ever want to move states. Not that I would ever plan to, but you know how life goes.
Either place that I would want to move, that I'd be willing to move and would go, it would be uprooting our whole lives because they are not close to where we're currently at. It would be
Pretty
moving
much.
schools, moving churches, new friends, like the whole shebang.
Yeah. So the answer is probably, unless we aren't. And so
So hang around. So, you know, maybe one day you'll see that. Maybe not. I don't know.
like we said at the start of the video, we're doing this kind of as a celebratory, we made it to 1,000 subscribers thing. Oh, child. So we do appreciate all of you being here with us. And yeah, we're missing our biggest kid today, but that's all right. He's off at his grandparents' house. So just appreciate all of you being here. It means the world that you sit down, that you watch our videos, you spend any amount of your day spending time with us here. We couldn't do this without you.
Thank you for all the new subscribers that have joined in the recent months since
Yeah.
I've not been on here a lot.
Yep. So thank you all so much. We are Reagan, Megan, Deacon, and Riley. So thank you so much for watching the GWP Homestead. I don't know. We'll see what else the day holds. See y'all soon.
Bye, guys. Say bye. Bye. Bye.
Doot.